Hello everyone and welcome to our AS platform and Planet Ayurveda platform from where I would like to convey my greetings and best wishes to all on today's another yoga day which is being celebrated again all over the world and people who are associated with yoga. I hope they take it a moral responsibility today to lead and celebrate this day with some action so that they can spread and make our public more and more aware about yoga and its value. But now one question comes from our side that yes, we all are becoming very enthusiastic to celebrate Yoga Day. And again, it has become now widely as an international day of yoga, which is very important because the world is moving towards that awareness of wellness, awareness of empowering ourselves to take care of our well-being in our own hand. And we also very fortunate that Indian government under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi is taking our Indian principles, philosophy of well-being more and more actively. But at the same time, it is a bit sad part that the whole world is taking yoga and trying to celebrate International Day of Yoga, but all are only talking about and doing what we call as one part of a yoga principle, which is asanas. Now, asanas are very important component. That is true. We all know that. But at the same time, we all know that by just doing asanas, one can never ever in their life achieve wellness, not to talk about even the total wellness. Total wellness will only come when all the 8 limbs of yoga will come up, and we all know that yoga's other limbs are more associated with Ayurveda, which is its associated branch, and without incorporating Ayurveda in our own life, that wellness and the total wellness is only a dream. And that is why we always talk about that anyone who is celebrating Yoga Day, they should not forget the importance of Ayurveda and Ayurvedic principle, because it's only Ayurvedic science and its principle which can empower an individual, that how they can play an active role in eliminating the build-up of the toxins in their body, how they empower themselves to prevent the build-up of the toxin, and also empower themselves to become more and more aware what is compatible and what is incompatible for their physical and the mental and the emotional need. Without that, doing asana, which is again very important component, but then keeping the same lifestyle is not leading anywhere, anyone in their life. And reason of me saying is, I will give you few examples. Say someone is doing morning and evening yoga, and even if they have taken very simple first level Surya Namaskar, sun salute, what we call it, and incorporating it, then trying to do some pranayama on a simple level, and then they come out of the studio and just go across the road so that they can have now their breakfast in the morning. And in the breakfast, they are giving an order of 2 pieces of toast with 2 eggs of omelette with tomato sauce, and have ordered also a cup of organic coffee. And then just to feel a little bit more relaxed, because they have done a bit of intense yoga, they feel that I can have one cigarette to smoke while I'm waiting for my breakfast option to come. So is this something going to give anyone who is putting so much effort to do even the starting yoga exercises for their well-being? Same way is in the afternoon or evening when they finish their office work and now want to do yoga before they go home and have their dinner. And again, before dinner, once they have finished their yoga, they are going to have a 2 or 3 glass of beer, and then they might have a bit of 1 or 2 puff of marijuana to become a bit more relaxed, and along with their dinner they might have 1 or 2 glass of red or white wine. Is that going to give them the benefit? That is where my concern is always, that when we try to incorporate these philosophies who have been with us for thousands of years, and they have been given to us, gifted to us by our ancient sages and seers for the well-being of community, for the well-being of each individual, so that we can be physically, mentally and emotionally stable. And when we will be physically, mentally, emotionally stable, we will be able to make right choices in our life. We can be focused with our work. We can give much more time to our families, our children. We can give them the direction in their life in a correct way. But if we just focus our awareness only to asanas, we won't be able to achieve or fulfill any of these at any level. And that is what we should be taking an oath today on Yoga Day, that if I am following yoga at whatever level, either as a beginner yoga follower or a serious teacher standing in front of either 100 of your student or 10 of your student and trying to teach yoga, they must first of all look at themselves, that do I do yoga or do I live yoga? That is what one need to take an oath today, that I will always stand in front of my student if I am able to say that I live by yoga. And if I live by yoga, then Ayurvedic principle become an integral part of one's life. And without incorporating Ayurvedic principle in your life, one will never be able to achieve that total wellness. So this is where my message and my wish is, that everyone who is associated at whatever level, whether as an administrator, whether it is at a government level, whether at an international level, or whether you are having your own businesses, your own studios, where you are celebrating this day to spread the awareness of wellness, but make sure, try to spread total wellness and lead by example, following in a complete philosophy of yoga, where your 8 limbs of yoga, your yama and niyama, your pratyahar, right? And your ahar and vihar will become an integral part of your life. Without that, it's very sad that one might do morning and evening yoga but still not able to achieve that perfect balance. Yes, I totally agree that by even following our complete yogic philosophy, we can still suffer. We can still have our ailment, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional. But we all will then have an ability to keep those diseases at that level that they can be well eradicated from my body before they start eating my body, and we should be able to overcome our suffering. Because as Vedic and yogic philosophy tell us, that sufferings can come to us from various aspects. And one of them, we talk about our karmas. Whatever we are living in a present state, it is all part and parcel of our karmas, what has been done in our previous life, and those sufferings will come to us. And now someone will say, we don't believe in karma, but I hope now all of you are very well able to understand that even our Western medicine talk about our genes, right? And has been very well established that various problems, one can be predisposed to those problems because of our parents, grandparents, and so have those problems in their life, and which has been now very well established as a epigenetics part. So it is not something new which Ayurveda is giving the whole mankind, but by giving in a much more subjective way, Ayurveda again empower that individual, that strength at a physical, mental, and emotional level to face those problems. Because when we try to live a life in our current situations in a much more holistic or much more with awareness, you can say in simple word. And when some suffering come to us, they come as in a shock, that how come I can have these ailments when I was living very healthy life. And that's where this understanding that our ailment not only will be related with our present situation, but certain predisposed situations can also play a role. And then on the top of that is again the most important component is of our diet. Now I hope those who do yoga, they do understand what impact it have even on your all the various channel, and the more specific is your Maja Dhatu, which we call as nervous tissues, right? And then the Asti Dhatu, which is the skeletal system, and then the Mamsa, which is the musculoskeletal system. Now, all our organs related with these various tissues. And now, if we are not providing them the proper nourishment, which one of the component we talk about proper oleation, proper protein component, and then the proper metabolic intelligence, then we are inviting our sufferings. And that metabolic intelligence, which we call as in Ayurveda and yoga, our Agni in not optimum stage, what will happen? All my effort to perform yoga in the morning and evening will be of no use to me. And that is where another part comes up, that we must make effort at every level in our life to incorporate wellness principle as a complete package. Never try to pick and choose that I want to only take my leg left and right and up and down. I'm not going to change my lifestyle. I'm not going to incorporate principle of daily and seasonal routine, and I'm not going to make any effort to do my sadhana, my all other aspect which does not come within a package of only asanas aspect for me. So that's the message on the yoga day. I will pass on those who can hear this message and agree with it. I will request, take it as your moral responsibility to pass on this message through your own channels to everyone who can benefit, who can understand the complete power of yoga and Ayurveda, which can change the whole world, bring that harmony in the whole world at every level, bring the harmony in every home at every level, so that our coming generation, our young generations don't suffer from all the sufferings what can be part of any single family due to the lack of awareness that how to deal with our surroundings, how to deal with our families, and how to deal with ourselves. So thanks everyone. See you next time.